Have a listen to the environment sound I made with MetaSounds for my game. Hey guys, my name is Oleg and welcome to the fifth part of the devlog for my Unreal Engine 5 game Circulation. In this video I will talk about how and what sounds I recorded to enhance the feeling of an eerie environment in my game. But please feel free to check out my other videos as well. I talk about the player character, destructibles, mechanics in general, and if you're just starting out with Unreal Engine and this is something that interests you, or you just want to find some motivation or inspiration, please have a look. Now, this is actually really cool because Epic Games or Unreal Engine gave my game Circulation an official highlight on their social media pages. They contact me through the Unreal forum where I have a development thread, by the way. You can check it out. I leave a link in the description and feel free to connect. And they basically said, we like what you're doing, it looks interesting, and we would like to share your project with the community on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram. I will leave a link to the posts in the description as well. Now, for me as a developer, this is really huge because if Unreal recognizes me or my project, it means I'm doing something right, and it's really motivating. And also, it's great for marketing and getting some more attention to the game. Even if people will not wishlist it right away. By the way, you can wishlist it right now. I think that when Unreal highlights my game on their social media, that communicates a certain level of trust and quality. And even if it's not resulting in huge wishlist numbers, my hope is that people will remember my game and saying, well, I saw this somewhere, maybe I should give it a try. I hope you're still there. Let's start with environment sounds. Although I hear other developers say something like, well, sound is very important, but people should be able to play your game even without sound. And I guess this might be true, but it certainly depends on the type of game you're making. If you're making a mobile game that people can play at work, during their break, on the toilet, that's completely fine. That was my first game as well. And I also get it, you kind of have to adjust to the market, to the habits of the players. But I guess if everyone would do this, then every game would be completely the same. That's why with Circulation I'm trying to create a game where people actively sit down and play the game and have an immersive experience. And I believe sound plays a huge role to make this happen. I have this sometime when I work on a new mechanic and it works as it should, there's still something missing, and it's usually the sound. Even if the game is 3D, it looks great, it's completely realistic, high resolution textures, you still cannot feel the textures themselves, you cannot feel the rust on the metal. I hope it makes sense and doesn't sound too esoteric, but I feel like sound can be a great link to convey or enhance realism in a game. And again, because you cannot touch the textures in the game with your skin, you cannot feel them. But we still have a certain expectation for the material, right? So if it's a metal material, we expect it to ring when something hits it. So what I'm trying to say is that when expectation and result are met, then the game feels more realistic or more immersive. And that can be accomplished with sound. Now, I record all of the sounds myself because, first of all, it's not that difficult and it's also a lot of fun. For recording, I'm using a Behringer condenser microphone. It's like 15 years old or something, but it still works great. And a first generation Scarlett sound card. In the beginning I was using sound effects from Humble Bundle for prototyping, but I gradually replaced them with self-recorded sounds. It very much depends on the type of game you're making, but obviously you cannot always record the sounds that you need yourself. But it's very much the same with sound effects as with visual assets. Although I think the majority will not notice or not care about developers using the same assets in different games. But if you're trying to create a unique game that stands out, even if it takes longer, this is the way to go. You have to do it yourself. For the environment audio, I created a MetaSound that contains a variety of different sounds. I recorded water dripping into the bowl, but you can also do it yourself using your mouth. Then I recorded this long sting or string sound by doing this. Then I recorded myself biting teeth and sped it up. And then I recorded a couple of wind sounds just by blowing air through the mouth. And again, this is always one of my favorite parts in game development, recording your own assets, being creative, recording certain sounds, trying things out. This is a lot of fun. The sounds are controlled with the MetaSound and retriggering with random values, so it feels more natural and not like a certain loop that repeats itself. I also added an envelope to the wind sounds, so it feels smooth and not too abrupt when it starts and ends. Adding random range to the pitch of the sound always brings in some variety because the sound is always slightly different each time it's played. I also added an audio volume to my scene. In my understanding, it's basically like a post-process, but just for sound. And in there I added a reverb effect because it's this huge and empty world and it needs this echo effect. So even if you cannot see the water dropping or someone biting their teeth, the thing is, the sounds create certain ideas in your head. You start asking yourself, what is this? What is out there? And your fantasy is filling this void with certain images. I believe that a big and important part in creating this mystical, dark, immersive world is to give the player certain freedom to come up with his own ideas about what is happening. Not everything needs to be explained. And as I said, sound is a great tool to make this happen. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope it was interesting, I hope it was inspiring, and I hope you learned something. Please let me know in the comments if I missed something or you would like to know more about. And if you like this video and want to play the game when it comes out, please support me by wishlisting the game on Steam. That would be great, thank you very much. Let's keep working on our games because quality takes time. Thank you very much for watching, bye.